Hello everyone in the PPL and the PPL fans, all you Portland Timber fans. So, this week we are facing Shroom Raver and the Parasect Germain. This is week 2 of the PPL, D2 Season 4 by the way. And in this game, you guys can see on the screen right now that I brought Tapu Fini. I'll give you a short gist of it. Tapu Fini, leftovers, defensive with slight speed investment just to outspeed a speed creeping Necrozma, a Choice Banded Dragonite, Adamant Choice Banded Dragonite by the way, a Yachi Berry Thunderous with U-turn Nasty Plot, Nasty Plot being, you know, I can get them set up, a Stealth Rock Nidoqueen, pretty much a standard defensive Nidoqueen with hazards, an offensive Flame Charge Arcanine, and a defensive Porygon 2. Porygon 2 is just pretty much all bulk. So, and you see that Shroom Raver brought pretty much the majority of what I thought he was gonna bring, except for Salazzle. Did not expect Salazzle. I figured he might because it does a fair amount of work to my team and is outspeeding my entirety of a team behind Choice Scarfs. But you know how it goes. So pretty crazy. Now, before I get the battle started, I am actually going to say this battle's a little bit, I don't know, I'd say it was a really good battle up until one point, but I don't think that point matters. I'll explain it more after the battle. So, looking at the team matchup, I believe he's actually going to lead off with Mamoswine, so I'm going to lead off with Tapu Fini. So now I'm going to get this started. Okay, so Pokemon Trainer Dave is challenging me, and I am going to lead off with my Tapu Fini like I said, and he's actually going to lead off with his Mamoswine, exactly as I predicted. So, I'm straight up going to go for the Nature's Madness. I know he's going to swap out here. He's not going to appreciate a Surf. I know that. He doesn't really want that in his life. He actually goes into the Zapdos, and thankfully, after pressure goes off, I actually hit my first Nature's Madness of the game, which is pretty nice because 90% accurate moves tend to miss a lot for me. So this isn't actually going to tell me a lot about his set. He's probably defensive for my Kartana, which I didn't even bring, but he does have the leftover, so I marked that down. Now I'm going to go into Nidoqueen as he goes for the Roost and gets himself back up to full HP. Now, at this point, he can't really do much to me unless he has, like, Hidden Power Ice, which isn't going to do much anyways. So I'm just going to set up my Stealth Rocks as he actually goes out into Mamoswine. And I'm thinking, yeah, cool, I get my Stealth Rocks up, and I can do, like, 44% minimum with Earth Power on this thing. I have the Shucca Berry, it'll be nice. Aqua Jet from Dragonite will do a decent, it does, like, 50-60% to this thing. He goes for the Earthquake, and it actually does less than half, showing that he's not fully attack invested. I go for the Earth Power, and that does fuck all. Literally nothing. So this Mamoswine is some kind of defensive set. I believe he told me after that it was like Assault Vested or something like that. He goes for the Earthquake now, probably thinking I would sack the Nidoqueen or just, you know, I could, you know, take damage from anything. That actually does a lot, by the way. Hurts pretty bad. Now, here, I'm going to predict him to go into his Zapdos. And I'm just going to go for the Taunt because I don't want him defogging or going for Roost. And I can freely swap into my... I'm getting a little bit ahead of it. This game is a little slow. So, yes, I go for the Taunt. So he can't go for any Roosts or Defog now. He's pretty much forced to go for only his attacking moves, which at this point I'm going to assume is Volt Switch and maybe Thunderbolt. Now, I could have swapped into Nidoqueen here, however, I thought Nidoqueen could have been a bit more essential in case he does get the Defog off. So I actually go into Porygon 2, which funny enough, this is like the only time Porygon 2 even hits the field this game. He does go for the Volt Switch, and that's gonna do a good little chunk. I'm not fully specially defensive, so not too much. Now he's gonna go into his Salazzle, which takes a decent amount from rocks. And I'm thinking, he's probably going to want to Toxic me. I'm going to swap out into Nidoqueen and make sure he doesn't Toxic me. And he actually reveals that he has Knockoff, which funny enough, I didn't even know that thing got. So, also showing that he's Life Orb, I pretty much think, oh, I'm pretty much dead from here from like a Flamethrower, Life Orb Flamethrower. So, that's fine. If I can prevent him from keeping my, if I can prevent him from stopping my rocks from getting up, or getting off the field. Now, here, I'm thinking I can just go for the Aqua Jet, but I was so sure he was going to swap into his Mawile. So I was extremely afraid of Mawile coming in and revealing the Aqua Jet too early. So I actually just went for the Earthquake, which breaks my multi-scale, unfortunately. And now, I believe that's going to invite his... Oh, he actually brings in Terrakion here, which I believe, if he had brought in Mamoswine, it would have been a bit better for me. So now, he's actually going to go for his Stone Edge, as I'm going to swap into my Tapu Fini, and it gets the Misty Surge off, by the way. Misty Swirls. He actually goes for Stone Edge and misses it again. I don't know if that would have 2-hit KO. At this point, I don't know what his set is. I don't know if he's Banded, I don't know if he's Scarfed, I don't know if he's like Expert Belt or something. So far, he's been only going for one move at a time. Now, here I go for the Taunt again, knowing that Zapdos is going to want to come in, and defog. Oh, I actually go for the Moonblast, because I thought he might, you know, stay and go for Poison Jab, but he doesn't. So I realize at this point the Zapdos is going to come in on Tapu Fini 9 times out of 10. So that Moonblast did a decent amount, but he is bulky. So I'm going to stay in, predicting him to Roost. I don't want him to defog. Defogging is really bad for me. I need the rocks there to be able to whittle his team down so Aqua Jet can kill Terrakion and can kill Mamoswine. I don't know if the Aqua Jet would kill Mamoswine, because I didn't know its full set at the time. It seemed like it was fairly bulky, but Aqua Jet from Choice Banded Dragonite still would have done a decent amount. So now he can't defog, so he's pretty much gonna Volt Switch. I'm gonna bring in Arcanine because it's not doing all too much. It's full health. It's gonna take whatever hit it can do, pretty much. I have the Intimidate, and at this, like I keep saying at this point, now seeing that damage, he knows that I am definitely offensive. I am really not defensive. And if you notice, he's getting slightly whittled down because of those rocks, which is fairly good for me. Now, he goes for another Stone Edge here, and it hits this time, which is very good for him and does a decent amount. And from the damage, I couldn't tell if he was banded or not. Unfortunately, for some reason, the rolls between Adamant Scarf and Jolly Band really don't change much. I go for Taunt again, thinking he's probably going to bring in either the Zapdos or the Mawile again, which is completely fine with me. The Taunt is going to prevent Mawile from getting up Stealth Rocks, which it most likely has, or the Mamoswine has. The Mawile being not too big of an issue this game, because it hasn't come in all that often. It's back up at full now. The Stealth Rocks didn't really matter too much. I'm going to swap out into Arcanine, try and intimidate this thing. Maybe he was going to go for a Play Rough or an Iron Head. Not too much on my team wants to take Play Rough or Iron Head, so I figured he'd probably just go for it. But he actually swaps out and goes into his Zapdos. Now here I thought he should have gone for the defog. I could potentially Flare Blitz. I don't know if it would have killed, but I actually am gonna go for the Flame Charge, thinking I can take a Volt Switch, whatever he wants to go for next. I can get the Speed Boost. This thing can definitely stall me out. I already revealed that I'm Life Orb, and potentially it'll bring in something. Maybe it'll bring in the Terrakion, which he does bring it in, and that's probably going to show that I am that he is choice scarfed. I believe my Sony Vegas just crashed. I'm not sure. He actually goes for the poison jab, and it kills me, so that is showing that he is scarfed, which is really unfortunate for me. Arcanine could have done a decent amount of work. Here, I can take a poison jab, so I'm going to just straight up earthquake him. I know he's scarfed now, I don't need to worry about it. And look how much this damage does from a -1 banded earthquake Dragonite. It's so much damage. Look at, oh my god, I love it. I love the damage here. I love the damage. Choice banded Dragonite is great. Once I get rid of this Mawile too, I can spam the outrages, which is great for me. Maybe not till Mamoswine is gone, but you know, the damage there is gonna be nice. So I'm gonna go into Thundurus as he swaps out into his Zapdos, and now I can actually kill him with a Thunderbolt. And I'm thinking, I have my Yache Berry. I can safely go for a Thunderbolt, and even if he goes into Mamoswine, predicting it, the Ice Shard is not going to kill me. I can potentially go for 2 Flash Cannons and take this thing down low enough to kill it with the Aqua Jets. I could have also gone for Nasty Plot there. I don't think would have changed anything, but I do go for the Flash Cannon, and that thing is so goddamn bulky, like beyond bulky. He actually goes for the knockoff. I feel like it wouldn't have mattered either way. I think if he went for the Ice Shard, it would have brought me down low enough for the other Ice Shard to kill me. I'm gonna swap out Preserving It because I know he's going for Ice Shard here. He knocked off my Yache. He knows he can go for it. I'm just gonna swap into Tapu Fini, and that does very little damage. Actually, I believe the leftovers stops it from even showing up, pretty much. Now, here, I actually go for the Taunt? No, I go for the Moonblast this time around, I believe. Just trying to take out the Mamoswine. And the Zapdos wouldn't have wanted to swap into it, so I go for the Moonblast. And actually, he sacks this, which is fine, I guess. And now, he can safely bring in the Zapdos and potentially Roost or Defog again. So, he does bring in Zapdos. He does have the HP investment to allow it to swap in at least one more time. And very good on his part. Definitely good on his part. So, now I bring in Dragonite knowing he's going to Roost. And Dragonite, a Choice Banded Outrage Dragonite, can do 70% minimum to a max HP, max defense Zapdos. So this thing is definitely not going to be living this Outrage. The only problem is that I go for the Outrage, it kills this thing, he can bring in Mamoswine, Ice Shard me, and kill me. That crit did not matter, by the way. Really didn't matter. But here's where he brings in Terrakion, which I'm thinking, okay, he is Scarfed, Stone Edge is gonna kill me, but it would have been safer to bring in Mamoswine. And here, he missed the Stone Edge. I get the 2-turn Outrage, which is going to allow me to swap out. I'm not going to stay in against this Terrakion. I really would like Dragonite still around. I'm gonna go into Tapu Fini, as he's going to go for another Stone Edge, which I don't think that Stone Edge miss mattered as much as he might say it did. I believe he could have just gone into Mamoswine and the Ice Shard would have killed me anyways. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure on his set, but I believe the Ice Shard would have been better to go for rather than the Terrakion Stone Edge, because Stone Edge is a highly inaccurate move. Not super highly inaccurate, but when you need it to hit the most, it misses. I'm going to go for the Moonblast here again to kill Mamoswine, and I don't think it mattered because he would have gone for Ice Shard. I would have brought Tapu Fini in, killed the Mamoswine that way. He would have brought Terrakion in, gone for a poison jab, I would have killed it with a moonblast, which, by the way, I'm sorry, I'll explain this after the battle. So now, he brings in his Necrozma. I sped crept this perfectly, made sure he can't outspeed me. He actually goes for the substitute, which is not what I was expecting. I was expecting Morning Sun. He might not have Iron Defense or something, but now I'm pretty sure he's a setup variant. So now I'm just going to go for the Nature's Madness. And at this point, it's pretty much just stalling this Necrozma. I 1v1 the rest of his team. It doesn't change much. I just need to keep taunting when taunt wears off so he can't set up the substitute or set up on me. It's really unfortunate that he did miss that Stone Edge because it would have killed the Dragonite, but I don't think that would have mattered anyways. I would have brought in Tapu Fini. He would have probably brought in his Necrozma or Mamoswine to sack it off. Probably Necrozma. I'm not quite certain at that point. You don't really know how the game could play out. I don't think that Stone Edge missed mattered as much as other people might think. I think I still had a high chance to win the game, and I still think I could have won the game. It really depended. Like I said, this is pretty much stall. I'm going to keep taunting this thing so it can't get any setup on me. It can't go for substitutes. It does have leftovers, so I am, 1v1ing it. Here I actually go for the Nature's Madness, which is a decent play on his part. He can get some damage off on me through Terrakion on Poison Jab. He knew I was going to go for Nature's Madness, not the Moonblast, and it brings him down low, like, it cuts his HP in half, so now he's free to go for a Poison Jab. And I'm just going to go for the Moonblast to try and kill this thing. Unless he gets an Ultra Crit, I don't think it matters much. He does get the Lucky Poison, though, which is going to help him 1v1 with Necrozma. As long as I can keep taunting, though, it's not going to let him do anything, because I could just bring in Dragonite and go for Outrage, or I can bring in Thundurus, which, without any investment, Thunderbolt does a decent amount to a non-specially defensive Necrozma. So now he's going to go back into his Necrozma, stupid Bill, and I'm just going to go for Taunt again. Like I said, I 1v1 this thing all day. It doesn't really change the outcome of the match. I could potentially speed this up, but I'm a little lazy, so I'll just talk about what I think would have happened if he hit that Stone Edge. So if he hit that Stone Edge, I would have brought in my Tapu Fini, and he would have either brought in his Necrozma, saving Terrakion, or let Terrakion die, potentially, and just get damage off with the Necrozma on me. I did have Porygon 2 in the back to take a couple hits from things. I believe Choice Scarfed, he could have cleaned me up as long as he got rid of Porygon 2. Like I said, I am poisoned, so I'm just going to go for damage here. I'm not going to go for the moon. I'm not going to go for the Nature's Madness. He's going to go for Stored Power. It actually doesn't kill me, and I get a special attack drop, but I am going to die to poison, and then I'm just going to bring in Thunderous Incarnate and kill it with a Thunderbolt. But like I said, I don't think that could have won him the game right there. I think the Stone Edge miss did not matter as much as it could. I feel like if he had brought Mamoswine in, it was much safer. Ice Shard would have killed me. I didn't have multi-scale. He could have Ice Sharded anything else. I believe, I don't know what his speed investment is, so I don't know if I would have outsped him with Tapu Fini and killed it with a Moonblast. But like I said, game is over. I win 3-0 against Shroomraver. Now, you guys let me know in the comment section below whether or not that crit mattered as much as he thought it did. I didn't think it did that much. I think it saved differential. I think it could have been either man's game, either way. I feel like it just didn't matter as much. He would have either sacked Mamoswine, gone into Necrozma, realized I taunt him. I would have gone for the Nature's Madness. And I just don't think it mattered as much as it seemed like it did. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. As always, it's greatly appreciated that you guys are here. We're currently 2-0 with a +7 differential, I believe. Next week we're facing Richie Babelite and the what is his new team's name? Live Wormpole FC, I believe. But thank you for watching, guys. I will see you guys.